Thanks, Ava. Well, we have been focusing on mental health awareness with a series that we call Maryland Peace of Mind. And this morning we're talking about 211 Maryland. Dr. Mariana Israelson is the executive director of the Grassroots Crisis Intervention Center, which is a provider for 211 Maryland. Good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me here.
Can you explain to people how 211 works?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I welcome the opportunity to talk about 211 Maryland. As the Executive Director of Grassroots Intervention, we know this service is desperately needed. 211 Maryland is an important tool in our efforts to prevent suicides and help those struggling with mental health disorders or substance use disorders. There are two major components to 211 Maryland. An individual will call 211 for any reasons they may need. Specifically for crisis related to substance use disorders or mental health, they would press 1. This is essential and immediate and always called to help, to prevent suicide, to provide suicide intervention, to assist in a mental health emergency.
And how does that, so once you hit that option number 1, what happens next? What response does that trigger?
So that immediately connects you to a trained specialist that are available around the clock to listen to people in need and provide support and intervention in that particular process. They recognize an emergency when they talk to someone. So you get connected to a live specialist that will be exactly at that point ready to attend to the needs of any individual across the entire state of Maryland. It is an easy process. All phones can get connected to it, and an individual will be ready to speak to that person one-on-one. All the information is confidential to resolve the situation that they find themselves at hand.
And are these people who are concentrated, do they connect you with someone in your area? Say if you're calling in Baltimore, maybe you're calling in Ocean City. Are you connected with someone in your immediate area?
Absolutely. So there are several centers across the state of Maryland, and individuals are connected to somebody in the region specifically. So at Grassroots, for example, we serve the Central Maryland. There are other centers as well that serve Central Maryland across the Maryland. So there are many centers, and the program is robust to assure that an individual, number one, is not waiting online, is not waiting to be here. So the call is connected quite frequently and immediately to assure the person doesn't get lost in this process. If a center is not able to connect, that call is rerouted to another center that would be available.
And what does help look like? Can it come in the form of an ambulance if you need help right away? Can it come in the form of getting you connected with someone else who can talk to you maybe the next day? How does it work?
Thank you for asking that. It's an excellent question. Assistance can come in many ways, and it's specifically to what would the person need. It could be as simple as an information and referral, connecting them to resources, doing a warm hands-on to somebody else. For example, if they're in need of finding a therapist, a psychologist, a clinician, an outpatient mental health clinic, making the phone call with the individual to assure they are being connected to somebody, to the insurance company. Some individuals don't understand how the process works. They don't understand how to connect that and finding that resource. In some situations, the situation is very specific, and it gets to a process in which crisis is at the hand. At that particular time, there are several options that any specialist can obtain. One of them is contacting with mobile crisis team. Across the state of Maryland, counties have the opportunity to deploy mobile crisis team to any individual in the region they'll be experiencing. The specialist will ask the individual if they will feel okay to deploy the mobile crisis team. At that point, the conversation continues, and that if it's needed, the police will be deployed, and also the paramedics will be deployed depending on the situation.
Yeah, Doctor, such an important service, and the only number people need to remember to call. Of course, if there's an immediate crisis, dial 911, but if it's not exactly immediate, call 211 and press 1.
Absolutely. And there's also another fantastic program that we have, 211 Health Check, in which individuals can connect on their time, on their own, and they will receive a weekly call from a call specialist to see how they are doing. It's a fantastic program, much needed. At Grassroots, we are wonderful and happy to be part of this process to help Marylanders in need.
All right, you're an amazing advocate. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Certainly appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. And once again, if you or someone you know is in crisis or needs a referral, dial 211 and press option number 1. In the case, again, of a life-threatening emergency, just call 911.